you're feeling more on the low-key side today, you can pull up another playlist, but this one's going to be a little bit higher energy. Yeah, we'll stick with this one. My name is Noel. You won't need anything for class today, but if you have like a towel or a blanket that you can sit on, that can come in handy, or if you need some extra padding at any point throughout class, that can be good. You have a block handy and you know you like that in your practice, that's cool, but I will be modifying so that you don't have to have blocks, because I know a lot of us do not have access to those at home. And today we'll get started in a comfortable seat. This can be cross-legged or kneeling, both are fine. And just take a moment to get your wiggles out, rock from side to side, adjust to sweet potatoes. And take a moment. Hello, welcome yourself to your practice. I welcome you across these screens. I truly thank you for being here. I just want to take a moment of gratitude for the practice itself and all of the beautiful history that has been given to us and on loan to us for today, to help us as individual people develop our own practices. So taking a moment for that. And if you have not met in person, it's nice to have you here today. My name is Noel. I teach here in Austin at Black Swan Yoga, and I don't really have a plan for today's class, so we'll just move with our bodies and kind of keep that fluidity going. I did a photo shoot earlier and we were near the water, and it's always a nice reminder of how powerful water and the concept of water can be, because there's so much give that water has. It's just constantly going with the flow, right? And flowing over all of these obstacles, but then again, also over time, it's very strong and it creates its own path, slowly wearing down its own space, regardless of how resistant the material that it's flowing over is. So I think that's a really nice way to think about how we can move through life and through obstacles that come up for us, is learning to be a little bit more like water. Some days easier than others, but that was a nice reminder. So we'll find a little bit of fluidity to our movement today. So find your comfortable seat. Hands can rest either in your lap or on your thighs, whatever feels most natural to you. And then take a moment to find a longer spine. Notice if you're hunching forward, can you press the top of your shoulders like you're pressing them up and against a wall. And then relax the shoulders down and away from your earlobes, feeling that nice long side of your elongation of your neck on both sides. If it feels good for you today to close the eyes, you can. If it does not feel good, just keep a gentle gaze in front of you. Take a moment to relax your forehead. Wiggle your nose and relax that too. Relax your mouth so that the rows of teeth separate away from each other and you can allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Let the bottom jaw get a little heavier. Keeping that little bit of rigidity in your spine, sit up a little taller. And then take a few shoulder shrugs. Draw the shoulders up towards your earlobes, drop them down your back. You can move forward or backwards. Either one is fine. We'll go both directions. So just taking a few big shoulder shrugs and circles. Allowing the hands to move with them. Arms are loose. And then reverse the other direction, the opposite way that you're going. Going backward, go forward, vice versa. Just noticing any tension that's arising, any resistance here in this, what can feel like a simple movement. Feeling a lot happening in my shoulders today, so just allowing yourself to take note of any sore spots. And then coming back to stillness, rest your hands back where they were, where they feel comfortable. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Think of lifting up through the left side of your jaw. Press the cheek up towards the ceiling. Keep Keep the mouth relaxed here. Slowly drop the chin in towards your chest. Roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Nice and slow. And you can find a little resistance in the right shoulder. Drop it down a little further away from the right earlobe even. And then think of lifting up through the outer jaw, through the outside of your right cheek. Slow, drop the chin in towards your chest, and take a moment here just taking a few little rocks from side to side, not even ear to shoulder, just a really small range of motion. Feeling that nice lengthening through the back of your neck, loosening up any residual tension. Very good. And lift your noggin, come back through center, eyes closed or soft. Release the hands away from your hips. Take a big breath in. Sweep both hands high. Reach up, almost at a wide V angle, so you're giving your shoulders some space. And as you exhale, draw your hands down through heart center. Do this a few times. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Make a big circular motion. Reach out through the fingertips. Exhale, hands through heart. A few more times like this. Inhale. And exhale. On your inhales, think of expanding in every direction, just like your arms are reaching up and out and filling up as you do this, filling up the lung. And as you exhale, settling into the sturdy seat that you've created. Let's do one more all together. Inhale. Nice and slow, fill up as big as you can, and then a slow exhale, draw your hands to heart. Beautifully on. Blink your eyes open or keep a soft gaze, whatever works best for you. If you're sitting onto anything, let's move it out of the way for now, and you can go ahead and start your playlist. Good. So come a long ways down your mat, face the front or the back, either one is fine. Extend your legs out long. Take a moment to adjust your seat, pulling the flesh out from underneath you so that you have a nice steady sit bone to rest on, finding that little bony part of your tush. And then allow your legs to have some space. If it feels crowded, just separate the feet a little wider, okay? And then from here, just flex the feet, roll the toes out, get all those tight spaces in between the toes. Press out through the heels, feel that little engagement through the backside of the legs, and then point the toes a lot. Woo. All right. And we'll start by bringing the left leg right to the center of your mat. Draw the right knee in, and then step the right foot over the left thigh. So the legs are crossed. And then walk the leg as long as it needs to so that your right foot can pretty much press down to the ground. From here, I like to bring my hands to the shin, or you can put them next to your hips. Sit up nice and tall. On your next breath in, reach up through the top of your head, and as you exhale, twist your entire torso to the right, looking as you move. Now from here, the right hand can drop back behind you. I like a good amount of space between my hand and my hip. And then my left arm is going to reach long with my left leg. Good. One more breath in, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, squeeze the belly button in towards your spine and start to move that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. If it doesn't get there today, that's okay. And then we can use that for a little bit of leverage to drag the chest a little deeper. First twist of the day, so give yourself space to not go as deep as you know that you can. One more big breath in, sit up tall. And a full exhale. Good, now keep the legs as they are. Spin your left hand to the outside of your left hip. Make sure you walk it just a little bit further in front of your shoulder, and we're gonna roll all the way onto the outside of the left hip. So it might take a little bit of adjusting. Take a gentle bend in your left knee and press through the pinky edge of your left foot. And then walk your right foot in so the entire sole of foot is on the ground. Gentle bend in your left elbow, fingertips are facing kind of out and away from you. Reach the right hand high. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, start to stamp down through the feet that are touching the ground. See if you can lift the hips off. If you can't, that's okay. Just find that activation of pressing in. If the hips are lifted, try to lift that bottom hip a little higher. Really stamp down through the right foot. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, settle back down. Roll back into your seated twist. Extend both legs out long. Roll out the toes and then walk the right leg to the center of your mat. Left foot crosses over. Adjust your foot. Might need to walk a little closer. You might want it nice and tight here, whatever works. Hands to the front of the shin or next to you. Take a breath in to find some length. As you exhale, twist, using your body instead of your arms to drag you first. And then from here, the left arm can drop back behind you. Right arm reaches long in line with the leg. One more breath in. As you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Maybe you hook the right elbow to the outside of your left leg. And then using that, wrap the left shoulder back behind you. Think of broadening your collarbones into a nice capital T shape. And then maybe you take a peek over your left shoulder if it feels good on your neck today. The twisting of the cervical spine is not necessary. You still get just as many benefits into the torso area, even if you don't turn your head. One more breath in, sit up tall. Full breath out. Good, last inhale. As you exhale, sweep that right hand next to your right hip. Start to roll yourself to the outer right hip so you're kind of facing the right edge of your mat. The pinky edge of your right foot turns down to the mat first. Left foot is completely glued. And then start to reach your left hand high with a big inhale. As you exhale, stamp down through the feet. See if you can lift your hips up. If the hips aren't lifting, no big deal. You're finding that activation is just as beautiful. If the hips are lifted, stamp into the left foot a little higher. Reach. And as you exhale, settle back down. Extend both legs out long. Adjust your seats. Take a big breath in. Reach the hands up high. As you exhale, start to hinge from the hips, reaching your chest towards your toes. Gentle bend in the knees is very welcome, or even a deep bend in the knees. And then when you find your edge, you can keep the hands reaching forward if you like that little bit of counterweight, or you can relax them down to the ground for extra traction. Focusing on the length of the spine here. So instead of rounding to get closer to the legs, think of lengthening out. Like those beautiful angles in geometry books. Math things. Hashtag math. Take one more breath in, puff the chest up. As you exhale, maybe you fold a little bit deeper. Letting go of that goal of needing to touch the toes. All of the same benefits are here with the body exactly as it is today without forcing. Good, nice and slow. Now around the spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest and then slowly roll all the way up to a seat. Shimmy, shake it out. And then just roll your way into a tabletop pose. Nothing fancy here. From your tabletop, take up some space. Instead of doing what you're always told to do in this shape, allow your body to tell you what setup feels good. Hands might like to come wide of the shoulders. That's what I prefer. I like them a little in front of my shoulders as well. I like the knees out just wider than my hips so I can feel like I have a stable base. Maybe like a more narrow base. Maybe like the exact stack of your joints. And when you find your tabletop, keep your toes curled under for today. Take a breath in, drop the belly low. Bend your elbows, hug them in towards the ribs, and then press your chest forward. Maybe you lift your chin. Take one more full round of breath here. Big inhale. Feel the rib cage expand down towards the ground. As you exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest. Arch your spine like a Halloween cat. Finding cat pose. And then really rock your shoulders towards your fingertips, allowing the ground to be a little extra traction as you press the palms into the earth. And lean a little from side to side. And then as you're ready, toes are already curled under. Just lift your hips up high, downward dog. Think of keeping the belly in line on or touching the thighs as you lift the hips up, allowing the chest to melt back towards your shins. From here, hands can walk a little further and a little wider. I like mine almost to the edges of my mat even. And then notice if your elbows want to kind of open up out to the side, try to turn your fingertips out and allow the elbows to wrap back towards your shins. So the elbows are pointing back towards the legs. Pedal out the knees from side to side, allowing yourself to settle into the back sides of the legs. They might be a little tight. Beautiful. As you're ready, take a big breath in, sweep that right heel high. Focus on lengthening out through the sole of your foot. And then take a gentle bend in the left knee. See if you can press your chest a little closer to the thigh and find a little bit more space to kick that right heel higher. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend your knee, draw the knee towards your belly button, and then step between your thumbs. Maybe land between the hands, or maybe you need to take a couple steps forward. Either one is fine. Then walk the foot a little closer to your right thumb, settle down onto the left shin. Stamp down through what's touching the earth, sweep the fingertips high. As you exhale, cactus your elbows, lift your heart. Good. Inhale, fingertips sweep up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, settle down into the hips. One more time, inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus your elbows. Good. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, open twist to your right. Right hand back, left hand reaches forward. So think of turning the torso on your own first and then extending the arms out like rays of sunshine. Stamp down through the left shin so the pelvis and the low core start to stabilize for you. If you feel good here, you might drop the right hand down, reverse your twist, take a big left reach, left hand reaching up towards the ceiling. And then lean back into it if it feels good. Good. Drop the left hand down to the inside of your foot. Right hand reaches high. Curl the toes under. Maybe you hover the left knee. So that same stamping into the foot that we did earlier in that horizon lunge. And we're going to be heading back there, just a new entrance. So step the left foot a little closer in and walk the right foot a little further down. Then we're going to spin all 10 toes towards the right, pivoting onto the pinky edge of your back foot and turning those right toes forward. Right hand still reaching high. Really lift through the hips, stand down through the foot, take a big breath in. As you exhale, plant the right hand down, step back, downward dog, readjust your feet. Learning to move through all of these different positions of our joints that we can find ourselves in. And as you're ready, sweep your left heel high. Once again, think of reaching out through the entire bottom sole of your foot, lengthening out, feeling that nice long line from the crown of your head out to your heel. Bend the right knee, see if you can press the chest back a little bit more. Big breath in. Exhale, bend your knee, pull the knee in towards your belly button, and then land the foot between your thumbs. Maybe one step or maybe a few steps to get yourself there. Walk the left foot a little wider, lower down to the right shin. So my feet are in line with the hips, so I have that strong, stable base. When I find my roots, I can sweep my branches high. One big breath in. Exhale, cactus your elbows, lift your heart. Inhale, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Exhale, cactus your elbows. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, fingertips come high. Exhale, twist to your left this time. Left hand back, right hand forward. Find that twist of your torso first and then reach through the fingertips. Stamp down through the right shin this time, feeling that lift of your low core and belly. And then see if you can try to drag your left heel towards your right knee, finding a little bit more activation and stabilization through your legs. You feel good here. Left hand drops to right thigh this time. Right hand reaches high and lean back. Big breath in. Exhale, right hand down, left hand high. When you find your legs, step everything in a little bit closer, curl the toes under, hover that right. You're welcome to stay here if this feels good. Or you can step everything in a little closer once more and start to spin onto the pinky edge of your back foot and the sole of your left foot, turning all 10 toes towards the left edge of your mat. Gentle bend in that right elbow so we're not locking out. We want to actually use our bicep and tricep muscle to help get us a little higher here, really activating the arm muscle. And then the right side oblique is working as well to lift that right hip away from the ground. One more big breath in. Exhale, left hand down, step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees. Then walk the feet out wide to the edge of your mat. Walk your hands a few inches closer to you so you're in a nice wide, short stance, downward facing dog. Bend both knees and sink your butt towards the back edge of your mat. Find your weight in your left palm and then slowly cross the right hand to the left shin. If the shin is not accessible, you can grab for the thigh, or you can also just reach your fingertips in that general direction. Slowly start to peek under your left armpit as far as feels good. Maybe a little deodorant check for you here. And think of finding that little bit of spiral, just like we did in all the other twists today, reaching out through the right fingertips and spiraling the collarbones long. If the knees are still bent, you might start to straighten the left leg a little bit to get into that outer hip. One more big breath in. Full breath out. Slowly come back through center into that wide, short stance, downward dog. This time weight comes into the right hand. Bend both knees, reach your booty back. And then slowly start to twist towards the right shin. Left hand grabs or can reach to the outside or even just into the air. Stamp down through the right hand and see if you can spiral the vision underneath your right armpit. Keep the breath moving. If you'd like a little bit more sensation through that right leg, start to straighten the right leg, bend the left knee a little bit more, and you can almost bump your hips a little over to the right as well. Nice and slow, come back through center. Turn the heels in, toes turn out, nice and slow. Walk your hands back as you start to settle your hips down between your heels for Malasana or Yogi Squat. Now this one can take a little bit of time to get into if the hips, hamstrings, knees, anything is feeling tight. This one can be a doozy. So give yourself space to move around. If the heels don't touch the ground, that's okay. That can be a nice time to use your blanket or towel roll to help prop up your heels. You can adjust your body, pulling your belly to the inside of your thighs, giving yourself space. If you feel any pinching in the upper arms, just allow yourself to take up some space here. And if you can, work the arms to the inside of your legs, beautiful. Make fists with your hands like you're about to box somebody, and then slowly start to press the backs of your arms into the knees, open those fists up wide. Puff your chest up through this space, take a big breath in. As you exhale, plant the hands down, hips come high, parallel your feet, so toes face forward, and then settle into a nice forward fold. You feel good to sway a little here, maybe grab for opposite elbows, whatever calls to you in this moment. Nice and slow, walk yourself back to your downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, sweep the right heel high. Exhale, bend your knee, pull your knee into your belly, step between your thumbs. Back knee stays lifted this time, bend into the back knee, and then slowly rise up, high crescent lunge. You want to widen your foot towards your right hip so that that's in line. You have a nice stable wide base here, that's beautiful. Try to settle the pelvis straight down between your heels. Spine is proud, reaching up, and then the arms can come to frame the ears. Take a big breath in. Exhale, cactus your elbows, lift your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus your elbows, lift your heart. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, cactus the elbows last time here. Really wrap those shoulder blades together. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, open twist to the right. Spiral the right hand back. Left hand reaches forward. Notice what's happening with your pelvis and your hips. Right hip needs to wrap back. Left hip slightly pulls forward to accommodate the space here. And then if you feel stable, focus your vision. Drop the right hand down. Left hand sweeps up. Reverse your twist. Big breath in. Exhale, open up wide, warrior two, facing the left edge of your mat. Left heel spins down. Make sure your right toes are facing forward. And then take a deep lunge into the front knee. Gentle bend into the left knee so you can really activate that quad muscle and press down through the pinky edge of your left foot. The right knee likes to kind of cave in here, so see if you can wrap it open. And then find your arms. Good. Just taking a moment to feel that warmth start to creep into the right thigh. As you're ready, flip your right palm, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches straight up, and then you can find a little lean back. From here, straighten both legs. Stand up tall, parallel your feet, wide leg forward fold to the long edge of your mat. From your wide fold, gentle bend in the knees, and slightly pigeon toe your feet by turning the toes in, heels out. And then really just hang heavy here. Shake the head loose. And as you're ready, slowly walk over your right foot, finding yourself back in your low lunge. Step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the knees. Good. Step your feet together. Left heel reaches high. One big breath in. Exhale, knee to belly button, step between your thumbs. Find your legs. Maybe you separate the feet a little bit wider. Then take a gentle bend in your right knee. So the legs are buoyant here, and then rise up, high crescent lunge. Settle the hips straight down between your heels. Big breath in. As you exhale, cactus your elbows, puff up through your heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, lift your heart. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, open twist to the left, left hand back, right hand forward. The left hip wraps back, right hip pulls forward just to keep the pelvis in line here. Slowly drop the left hand down, right hand reaches up and back. Reverse twisted warrior or exalted warrior. Take a breath in, fill up through the right side rib cage. As you exhale, spiral open, warrior two, right heel pivots down, opening up to the right edge of our mat. Take time to find your legs here. And just like we did before, see if you can settle your hips straight down between your heels. Instead of leaning forward, sit up tall, right on top of the hips, finding that nice stack of your bones. Lunging into the left knee and finding that little pull outwards. Flip your left palm, reverse your warrior, reach it up. Right hand can just drop down to the outer thigh. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, straighten both legs, stand tall, parallel your feet, wide leg fold, hang heavy. Gentle bend in your knees until you find your depth that feels good for you today. Then you can sway a little from side to side. And as you're ready, walk yourself back to your low lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, look between your thumbs and slowly roll yourself forward until the shoulders are stacked over the wrists for your plank pose. Reach the legs long, reach out through the heels. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees wide, bring the big toes into touch, settle the hips back to the heels, child's pose. You can let your forehead or your brow bone rest to the mat. You can also stack your forearms and make a little pillow if you'd like some more space to breathe deeper. Beautiful. As you're ready, let's make our way back into our downward facing dog. Hips come high. Big breath in, sweep your right heel high. Exhale, knee to nose step between your hands. Right away, rise up high, crescent. Inhale to settle in. Exhale to cactus your elbows, lift your heart. Just one time. Inhale, fingertips sweep up. Exhale, open twist to the right. Reach it back. Good, let's pause here. Reach out through the fingertips. See if you can wrap that right hip back behind you. Find that engagement through your low core for stability. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, warrior two, spin open. Flip that right palm, reverse it, reach up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. This time, look forward, step forward, forward, fold top of mat, hang heavy. Shake the head loose. And then nice and slow, roll yourself up to standing. When you get there, sweep the fingertips high. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Take a gentle bend in both knees. You have a little buoyancy here, and then slowly start to lift the left foot. Maybe you pull the left thigh in line with the hip. Finding our stork pose, or just one-legged Tadasana, I like to call it, one-legged mountain pose. Gentle bend in the right knee allows for a little suspension for my wobbles, which is nice. My left foot is active, pressing out or flointing, pressing out through the ball mound of my foot. If it feels better to point your toes or just flex the foot generally, either one is fine, but we want to activate that leg. Really working that left hip flexor to lift the left thigh up here. And then really start to press the hands into heart center, one hand into the other. Keep your vision focused, big breath in. Full breath out. One more time, deep inhale. And a full exhale. Good. Now keep the legs, inhale, reach the hands up high. Exhale, open twist to the left. Reach out through the fingertips, pull the left shoulder back behind you. Very nice, y'all. Stand both feet down, inhale, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms, step it back, high plank, take a big breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees out wide, big toes to touch, settle back, child's pose. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Downward dog, hips come high. Step your feet to the center of the mat. Inhale, lift the left heel high. Exhale, bend your knee, pull it in towards your belly button, step between your thumbs. Gentle bend in both knees as you rise up, high crescent, big breath in. Exhale, cactus your elbows, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, open twist to the left hand back, right hand forward, squeeze those inner thighs. Pause here, find that stability, find that strength. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, warrior two, spin the right heel down, open up, take up some space here. It's called warrior for a reason. Left palm flips, reverse it, reach up. Cartwheel the hands down, look forward, forward fold top. Nice and slow, rolling yourself up, mountain pose, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time weight comes into your left foot, slowly start to float the right foot, finding your one leg mountain pose. Very tight, take the time to focus our vision on something that's not moving to help with balance. This is called our drishti. Gentle bend in that left knee to embrace those wobbles, just like your bike does when you're riding over some bumpy terrain. Recruit that right hip flexor, lift that right knee as high as you can. Beautiful job. As you exhale, slowly start to open twist to the right. Notice if the right knee wants to drop down, resist that. Use that hip flexor muscle to pull up. You guys are doing great. I can feel it. Stamp it down. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Plant the palms, step back, downward dog. Roll it forward, high plank. Drop the knees out wide, child's pose, hips to heel, drop it down. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, downward dog, hips come up and back. Now try all of this together. Inhale, sweep the right heel high. Exhale, bend your knees, step between your thumbs. Right away, look forward, step forward, try to float the left knee. So let's start with the fingertips on the earth. Find that little bend in your right knee and kick the left heel in towards your glute. And then focus your vision as you slowly rise up. Maybe you tap the toes down for support, or maybe you float them the whole way, coming back to our one leg mountain pose. Right, embrace those wobbles. This is how we get into all those little muscles that don't do work for us all the time. Waking them up today. As you're ready, take a big breath in. Exhale, open twist back to the left. This time you might take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh, pull up, and then wrap the left shoulder back to find a deeper twist. If you'd like to keep going, you can go for full dancing Shiva pose, reaching for the shin or the outside of your foot and kicking the leg out long. Now if your hamstrings are still feeling pretty tight like mine today, a bent knee variation is beautiful, or you can just keep the hand to the outside of the thigh. Focus your vision. Make sure you're still breathing. Sometimes when we're challenged or trying something new, we hold our breath, so check in. Inhale, stamp both feet down, mountain pose, reach up tall. Exhale, cactus your elbows, lift your heart, press your hips forward. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, hands through heart, forward fold. Plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward, high plank. Exhale, knees wide, child's pose, drop it down. Inhale, look forward, pull yourself forward, down dog, hips come high, take it up and back. Inhale, sweep your left heel high. Exhale, bend your knees, step between your thumbs. Look forward, lengthen. Step to the left foot, bend the right knee, see if you can float it. Now from here, start to bring the vision forward, bend that left knee a little bit more. Or maybe you rise all the way up to your one leg mountain pose, or you tap your toes down on the way. It's just a fun challenge. When you find it, hands to heart center, one leg mountain pose. Embrace this challenge or the ease of this pose wherever you are today. Inhale. As you exhale, open twist to the right. Maybe you hook that left hand to the outside of your right thigh. And stay right here, or you might reach to the pinky edge of your foot or the shin. Play around with extending the leg out. Doesn't feel like a good fit for you today, hand to the outside of that. Whew. If you notice yourself getting pulled away, getting distracted, falling over, see if you can just find a moment of stillness, a moment of focus wherever you are. Very nice. Drop both feet down. Inhale, mountain pose, stand up tall. Exhale, cactus your elbows, press your hips forward. Good. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, release the hands to the low back. Interlace the fingertips if you can, making one big fist, punch down. Feeling that nice lift of the chest. Then bend the knees, separate them out. And then forward fold. Hands can fall away from the low back. Your elbows can stay bent if it feels better. Or you can extend the arms long. Shake the head from side to side. Maybe you sway the entire torso around. And slowly release the fingertips down. Drop your hips to your heels. And then make your way onto your back. When you come onto your back, draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shin. And then rock a little from side to side. Coming back to the breath. You can stay right here. You might start to separate the knees out towards the ribs. Pulling to your outer waist. And then from here, the hands can walk a little higher to the ankles or the feet for a happy baby pose. If you find something to grab onto, pull the shins in line with your forearms. Soles of the feet shine up towards the ceiling, and then movement here can feel really nice, just a gentle sway from side to side, massaging out the back side of your body, your kidney band. And also one of my favorite hip stretches. And also straighten the legs out long, getting into the inner thighs and the hamstrings a little more. And nice and slow, release the feet down to the ground. Keep the knees bent, soles of the feet on the earth. And then bring the hands back behind your head, elbows butterfly out to the side. If this feels like too much of a stretch to the insides of the arms, that's okay. You can always just bring the hands down by your hips, but this is a nice chest opener if you're here with me. As you're ready, heels in line with your glutes, walking them in a little closer. Stamp down through the feet using those same muscles from earlier. Lift the hips up. This is a variation of bridge pose. I like the thumbs to be down on the sides of my neck, and you can even give yourself a little massage here while you're at it. With the hips lifted, press down through the big toe edges of your feet so the knees wrap inward and then lift up. Really recruiting all of those inner thigh muscles to help us lift, not just the glutes and the low back. Lift the hips a little higher, big breath in. And exhale, slowly lower down from the top all the way down to the low back. Okay. Knees bent, separate the feet a little bit wider, allow the knees to knock in towards one another. And then roll to the pinky edge of your right foot so the knees are both facing over towards the right, and then just let them drop and hang heavy. Maybe they touch the ground, or maybe they're just floating in air. You should feel a pretty good stretch through the top of your left thigh. If you'd like a little bit more of a side body stretch, your left arm can release from the back of your head. You can reach up and overhead. If you're wanting more sensation in your legs, you can lift the right foot, hook it on top of the left thigh, and encourage the left thigh a little closer to the ground. Really breathe big here. As you're ready, unhook the feet, come back up through center, feet wide, knees knock in towards one another, and you can replace the hands to the back of the head if you lost it. Little windshield wiper from side to side here, finding a little mobility in the hips and the low back. And then as you're ready, both knees knock in towards center, feet wide. Right leg stays as it is. This time the left pinky edge of your foot rolls open, both knees fall over to the left. From here, if you'd like more, you can release the right hand, reach it up and over towards the left for a little side body stretch. And for more sensation in the legs, you can hook your left ankle on top of your right thigh for a little extra weighted traction down. One more big breath in to the right side rib cage. And a full exhale. And slowly come back through center. Pull the knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself a little rock from side to side. As you're ready, let the feet float straight up towards the ceiling. Gentle bend in the knees is very welcome. Roll up the toes, roll up the ankles. and nice and slow. Rebend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the ground. And slowly make your way into your Shavasana shape for today. You can extend the legs out long. You can bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. You might roll onto the front of your body so that the belly is down. Before you settle in too much, go ahead and pause your playlist. We're going to find some silence towards the end of class. And if a reclined or belly down position does not suit you today, you are always welcome to take a seated meditation posture in its place. If you're down on your belly, I like to stack my forearms and allow my forehead to rest down. Allow your legs and your arms to take up space. Soften the mouth. Notice if the teeth are clenching. Can you make some space between your rows of teeth? Allow the tongue to hang heavy away from the roof of your mouth. Notice any resistance that's come up, any lack of fluidity from the practice. And remember that water has so many different forms. It can be choppy and powerful, it can be smooth and subtle. Just like us, it can adapt. And it can vary based off the day or the type of water. Over time, you might notice that finding that fluidity through your body, through your mind, allows for you to wear down some of those tough obstacles, giving yourself space to move freely. Find your way back into your body, taking a few big breaths in through the nose, filling up, and soft exhales from the mouth to let it go. And take in any movements that feel natural for you, maybe a good morning stretch. If you're on your belly, and lift up for a gentle back bend, looking over one shoulder and then the other. We'll make our way back into a seated position, how we started class together. Keep a soft gaze or allow your eyes to close if that feels better. palms to stack on top of your heart. Taking a moment to feel the lift of your chest as you breathe. Feel the heartbeat underneath your hands. Feeling that fluidity and that rhythm within you, just like water flowing. Recognizing that these things that come naturally to us are also are also a dear gift to us. Taking a moment just of appreciation of ourselves, our internal workings, and that internal rhythm and fluidity. Taking a moment of appreciation for this practice. Again, one that has been dearly gifted to us, graciously gifted to us, to me, to provide to you, and for you to sow a deeper seed of practice, maybe through these shapes or through this time of stillness. And hopefully some of the benefits of this can begin to trickle into the larger places of our lives. Open. Thank you so much for choosing to join me today for this time on your mat. I hope that you didn't practice outside like me because it's very hot and sweaty, but I hope that wherever you are, you have a beautiful rest of your day or night. My name is Noel. If you have questions, I'm here for you. Please reach out. If you have the ability to donate, we're still taking donations for these online classes, blackswanyoga.com/live, or you can DM me and just Venmo me and I can do that as well. So get in contact. I love to meet students even though we're across the interwebs, and yeah, have a great rest of your Sunday or whatever day you're choosing to practice this. We'll see you back soon.